Good morning, everyone. My name is Craig Chambers, and this is Bible Times. I'm in chapter 4 of John, starting in verse 46. It says this: So Jesus came again to Cana of Galilee, where he had made the water into wine. And there was a certain nobleman whose son was sick at Capernaum. When he heard that Jesus had come out of Judea into Galilee, he went to him and implored him to come down and heal his son, for he was at the point of death. Then Jesus said to him, Unless you people see signs and wonders, you will not by no means believe. So, what's Jesus saying here? He wants people to believe in him, but it seems like all they want are miracles and signs, and wonders, and all these things. And he only did those things so people would believe who he was. So the nobleman said to him, Sir, come down before my child dies. See, the nobleman was desperate. My child, my life is dying. What father wouldn't come to a miracle worker and say that? Or what mother wouldn't? Jesus said to him, Go your way, your son lives. So the man believed the word that Jesus spoke to him, and when he went his way. And he was now going down. His servants met him and told him, saying, Your son lives. Then he inquired of them the hour when he got better. And they said, Yesterday, at the 7th hour, the fever left him. So the father knew that it was at the same hour in which Jesus said to him, Your son lives, and he himself believed, and his whole household. Then verse 54, the end of the chapter. This again is the second sign Jesus did when he came out of Judea into Galilee. So they believed when they actually saw the fruit of his miracle. They did eventually believe in Jesus. So let's continue on into chapter 5, or I'll just be off the short video. Just to say one thing, there's nothing wrong with doing that, because something that most people don't know is these chapters and verses, the numbers, aren't inspired. They were added later to the Bible so that people could find stuff quickly. That's all they're there for. Okay. So, whoops. I didn't realize. So we have to go to chapter 5. So let's do that. Chapter 5. My computer's running a little slow today. Here we go. Chapter 5, verse 1. After this, there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there in Jerusalem, by the sheep gate, a pool, which is called in Hebrew Bethesda, having 5 porches, and these lay a great multitude of sick people, blind, lame, paralyzed, waiting for the moving of the water. For an angel went down at a certain time into the pool and stirred up the water. Then whoever stepped in first, after the stirring of the water, was made well of whatever disease he had. So now a certain man was there who had an infirmity 38 years. That's a long time to be sick. 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had been in the condition for a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be made well?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no man to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up. But while I am coming, another steps down before me." In other words, he's so frail, he can't move quickly enough to get down to the pool. Jesus said to him, Rise, take up your bed and walk." And immediately the man was made well, took up his bed and walked. Miracle. The miracle work of Jesus. And that day was the Sabbath. Back then, the Sabbath was on Saturday. The Jews therefore said to him who was cured, "It is the Sabbath. It is not lawful for you to carry your bed." He answered them, He who made me well said to me, "Take up your bed and walk." Then he asked him, "Who is the man who said to you, did you take up your bed and walk?" But the one who was healed did not know who it was, for Jesus had withdrawn, a multitude being in that place. Afterward, Jesus found him in the temple and said to him, "See, you have been made well. Sin no more, lest a worse thing come upon you." In other words, believe it or not, and it's still true today, sometimes we're sick because we've sinned. Doing things like, I don't know, what kind of sin would make you sick? How about getting drunk? That would make you sick. So there's all kinds of things that could make you sick because of sin. The man departed and told the Jews that it was Jesus who made him well. For this reason, the Jews persecuted Jesus and sought to kill him because he had done these things on the Sabbath. But Jesus answered them, "My Father has been working until now, and I have been working." Therefore the Jews sought to kill him because he not broke the Sabbath, but also said that God was his Father, making himself equal with God. You see, Jesus was God. He was God. Okay, we're going to end right there, and we'll pick it up tomorrow. Let's talk a little bit about Jesus being God. He is the second member of the Trinity. You got Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and that makes up God. It's three persons in one entity, or three persons in one they're co-equal, but they're one person and one entity. So God the Son came and died on the cross for us as a human being. Imagine God, the one who was here before all of us. He never not existed. He created everything. Became one of us to die for us on the cross. He died for our sin, and he rose up on the third day to prove he was deity, to prove he was God. All you got to do is place our faith in that, and you get to go to heaven. Okay, if you would please subscribe, like button. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. God bless. Have a good night.